Tom, I'm 28, and I've been listening to you since you were on 1600 in New York Live. So I guess about 6 years ago I started listening to you.
Mm-hmm.
And I learned most of what I know about politics from you, and most of the stuff that I consider important issues are the Patriot Act, the Federal Reserve, Military Commissions Act, FISA, and a lot of our loss of freedoms. I'm not married. I don't own a house. I don't have any kids. I'm a union electrician. I've been out of work for almost 2 years.
Well, Ron Paul doesn't think that you should have a right as a union.
Please. You want to know something? I don't agree with everything he says, but I agree with a lot of what he says, and most of what I agree with what he says is why we're in a situation we are now.
Sure.
What you said before the break was that 2 out of every $3 in the last 3 years have gone to billionaires, I believe it was.
To the top 1%, in terms of new income in the United States. 2/3 of all new income in the United States.
And there's 400 people in this country who own more than the bottom 50% combined.
Right.
And this is under our two-party system. And to me, our two-party system, and across the world, there's socialism across the world, there's communism around the world, and all of those countries think that capitalism and democracy is bad, just like we feel about those systems. And to me, it's all a sham because throughout the world, you have a handful of people that control everything. And
but, I'm with you on the Patriot Act and all those things where Ron Paul is right. But if he were president, he would increase that inequality.
See, I believe that with less government, though, people will pay more attention. Obama's putting in people from Monsanto, from GE. So the problem is there because people rely on the government to take care of everything for them. We voted Obama, and he's going to take care of everything. And it doesn't happen that way because people won't pay attention to what's going on. Look at our food. Look at what we eat. Look at our fuel. It's made up of corn now, which ends up messing up cars in the long run. Like you said, natural gas. This is all under the two-party system we have now. And I believe that if Ron Paul is elected, or at least gets to debate Obama, I believe we'll get some serious talk that no other candidate will provide. That like I said, I learned most of what I know from you. And the only candidate besides that, Dennis Kucinich, I agree with a lot of what he says too. The only candidate I've ever heard say all the things that you talked about that is wrong with this country is Ron Paul. And
well, he's not. Ron Paul is. Chris, calm down for a minute.
Where he's coming from.
Just calm down for just a minute. The reality is that, for example, let's say between you and your doctor, right? The big talking point that Ron Paul was using was, do you want government between you and your doctor? As if the alternative should be, no, I don't want anybody between me and my doctor. But the fact of the matter is that unless you're a billionaire or a multimillionaire, if you get seriously ill like our last caller and need a liver transplant, you're going to need somebody between you and your doctor. And the question is, do you want that to be, let me finish my sentence, Chris. The question is, do you want that to be somebody that you elected, that you can throw out of office every 2 years, that you can visit their office, that you can call up and lobby, that you can call out in an article in the newspaper, in other words, an elected official, or as somebody who is we the people? Or do you want that to be an anonymous face at United Healthcare who will not take your calls, or the CEO who will have you arrested if you stand out in front of his building with a sign?
Well, Medicare is broken too. My girlfriend works in a nursing home, and there's tons of problems.
Answer my question, Chris.
Because the government.
Answer my question. Who do you want between you and your doctor? A big, profitable corporation run by a billionaire, or an organization, or our government that is paid for and the decisions are made by you and me? Your choice.
Tom, look at how much
you get to pick one.
Costs have gone up since government has been involved in healthcare. Look at how much it's gone up.
All of those, Chris, you are not answering my question. You are reciting Republican talking points. All of those costs that have gone up have gone up as a consequence directly of Republican policies like Medicare Part D, or they have gone up directly as a consequence of corporations screwing us, increasing our profits, and paying more money to their CEOs.
Tom, since you've been,
we are the only country in the world, of the 34 OECD countries, the Organization of Economic Cooperation and Development, the most developed countries in the world. We are the only one of those 34 nations that allows a for-profit health insurance company to even exist in the country. In any of those other countries, if you tried to do it, you would go to jail. It would be the end of your career. You would be in prison. Why? Because all those other countries get it, that when the prime motivation is profit, which is what Ron Paul believes it should be for everything, when the prime motivation is profit, people get hurt.
You're listening to the Thom Hartmann Program. Visit ThomHartmann.com for audio and video archives.
We'll be back with more of your calls, and we'll check in with Talk Radio News Service right after this, 45 minutes past the hour.